Needles, guys. What kind of tattoo tips channel would we be if we did not talk about needles? Roll the intro.
I've been in your waters.
What is poppin', people? And welcome back to the channel. And as the intro said, yes, we are going to be talking about needles today. I'm going to let you know the different types of needles, what diameter means, what taper means, what the little numbers on the box mean, and also the difference between a bar needle and a cartridge needle setup. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Okay guys, firstly talking about the type of needles we can get, we will start with a round. Now, a round needle is generally a liner or a shader, but not only are they just a liner or a shader, they also come tight, which is obviously nice and compact. They come loose, which is a bit more spread, and they come in something called hollow, which is just a circular of needles with no needles in the middle. Next we have flat mags, which as you can see is just a line of needles in a row. Personally, I use flat mags for hair, straight hair, fur, stuff like that. So now we have Magnum needles. Now Magnum needles come in different variants. We've got a weaved Magnum, we've got a stacked Magnum, and we have a curved Magnum. My personal choice is always curved. However, it's up to you to decide which type of needle you prefer. Now the difference between a weaved Magnum and a stacked Magnum is that a weaved Magnum has a little bit more space in between the needles than a stacked Magnum does. A stacked Magnum has less space between needles. Okay, so now on to the next one, which being bug pins. Now bug pins are a smaller diameter needle and they generally have a longer taper. With a bug pin, think of it like this: you have a 7 mag and you have an 11 mag. Now with an 11 mag, if that was a bug pin, that would fit in a 7 mag tube. So that's how much more tightly compressed a bug pin is. And then onto our final one, we have a textured needle. Now a textured needle, I've never used them, but from what I know of a textured needle, it means that they are not polished and they are supposed to hold ink a lot better. Like I said, I've never used them, so I can't give you too much information on textured, but that is essentially what they are: a unpolished needle, and apparently they hold ink a lot better. So my guys, now we've gone over the types of needles, let's go over how to read what's on the box. Okay guys, so here we are looking at the sticker. Firstly, you're looking at this 1015. The first thing you need to do is you need to split that up. So we'll concentrate on the 10. In this case, the 10 is the gauge of the needle. These are bug pins, so it's a 10. If you've got bug pins, it may also show as an 8, but generally it's going to show as a 12 on a standard needle. Then we have the number 15. Now this shows how many needles we have. So obviously if you have a 9 mag or a 9 round liner, then it's going to show a 9. And then we have M1. Now M1 means weaved Magnum. Again, if you've got a round liner or a round shader, it's going to show RS or RL. So guys, that is how to read the boxes. So for example, if you go to a convention and you want to buy any needles off anybody and they have all their needles laid out on the table, you could pick up those boxes, you can read those labels and know exactly what needles they are. Okay guys, moving swiftly on, now we have the diameter of the needle. Now the diameter is marked by a number, generally 0.25, 0.30, 0.35. That is the diameter of the needle. The narrower that number is, the smaller that number is, the thinner the needles are. Which is why, again, a bug pin like an 11 fits in a 7 because the diameter is a lot smaller than a standard needle, so it compacts a lot better. Now we have something called taper. Now taper is the length of the point on that needle. Generally, if you're picking up some needles, it'll say this is a 0.25 needle diameter with a long taper or a short taper. Like I said, a taper is the point of the needle, how long or short it actually is. So if you've got a 0.25 diameter needle with a long taper, that means you've got a thin needle with a long point. Easiest way I found to remember it, guys, is by remembering a pencil. When you sharpen a pencil and it gives you that long point, that'd be the exact same thing as a long taper. Now, swiftly moving on, cartridges versus bar needles. Now, whether it be a cartridge needle or a bar needle, the numbers that you read are the exact same. So if you have a .35 15 curved mag in a cartridge and you have a .35 15 curved mag on a bar, they are the exact same. There is absolutely no difference whatsoever in that regards. However, cartridges are more expensive, but with this expense you get a lot more of a stable needle. You know, with bar needles, as we all know, it requires an elastic band or some sort of arm to hold the needle in place. If you don't do that, the needle just bounces all over the tube and it's not great. Well, with cartridges, obviously that is not required. It is a lot more of a stable needle. Not only that, obviously cartridges are easily interchangeable. It does not require having multiple machine setups, which can be a pain in the ass. It didn't used to be a pain in the ass having multiple machine setups, but I think cartridges brought with it a laziness to every artist. Well, I wouldn't say lazy, it's just so much more convenient, really. So yeah, you do not require multiple machine setups. You can just interchange needles so easy. Also, with a cartridge, the needle is self-retracting, which I really like. It's always in the tip, so when you put the needle down on your workstation, you're not going to blunt the needle or anything like that. However, cartridge needles are more geared towards rotary machines. If you are a coil guy and you are using a coil, then cartridge systems are not going to be for you, and just stick with your bar needles. But if you are using a rotary machine and you are wanting to use cartridges, then get yourself a grip, remove the front spring if needed on your rotary so you're not overworking that motor, and get on cartridges because they are awesome. If you are using cartridge on coil, please put it down in the comments and tell me your setup, because I have never seen anybody use a coil with a cartridge system. So I would love to see that if anyone's doing it. So bang it in comments, let me know if you're doing it. But guys, there is a brief explanation for you on needles. I hope you found this video informative. Head over to my tattoo tips playlist, check out my other videos. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on bell notifications to get notified every time I upload a new video. But guys, as always, I shall see you all in the next one. Adios.